Welcome to Sports Talk. It is Saturday, March 18, 2023. I'm Daniel Blake. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're listening on the radio 101.1 all the way to 101.9, wherever you are in Jamaica. If you are listening on your smart device on the Love 101 FM app, in which you can to this very day download in the Google Play or Apple Store. You can also go in your internet browser, love101.org. Or you can just go on YouTube and Facebook and you will see everything live there. And if you are joining us right now, you will see two special figures. Myself, even though I'm not doing nothing special in my life as yet. But as you can see, we have the very decorated Fedrick Dacres. So let me just introduce him first, because the last time we did introduce him and things never work out. So let me just make you know that he is here. Fedrick, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. It's Fedrick Dacres on Love 101 FM.
All right, I don't know why much the radio voice, but so Fedrick is going to be here until 2:00, so we will have a conversation with him very shortly, but just making know that he is here. And if you want to interact with Fedrick or myself throughout the show, if you have any questions, comments, or just any big ups or anything, 876-997-3125 is our WhatsApp number. That's 876-997-3125. Feel free to leave your comments, questions, or whatever other things there. And if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can also leave it in the comments. All right, so we're going to have a great show today. And as usual, I usually start off with my sports bits, which is the major sports report. Major sports report, like some have some major production going on. It's a mini sports report. So let's start off with football. Because Reggae Boys captain Andre Blake and Reggae Girls captain Khadija Bonishaw have been nominated for the CONCACAF 2022 Men's and Women's Player of the Year awards, respectively. Blake had a successful year with the Philadelphia Union, where they made the final of the MLS Cup, while being named Goalkeeper of the Year. Shaw had a strong 2022 for both club and country, helping the Reggae Girls to qualify for their second consecutive Women's World Cup and scoring 16 goals in all competitions for English club Manchester City. Voting ends on April 13, with the majority being determined by coaches and captains of all the Confederation member nations, and a small percentage of the vote will be based on fan responses on CONCACAF's website. Meanwhile, Blake is expected to miss the Reggae Boys' clash with Mexico in the CONCACAF Nations League at the end of the month. He picked up an injury in Philadelphia's win over the Chicago Fire. However, his club coach says he could return to action in the next few weeks. The Reggae Boys play Mexico in the Azteca on Sunday, March 26. Their preparation for the game and this summer's Gold Cup saw them go winless in 2 games against Trinidad and Tobago recently. Double Olympic sprint champion Elaine Thompson-Herah, long jump world champion Tajay Gale, and world champs finalist Oblique Seville are among the senior athletes who will be in action at the JW Speedfest today at the National Stadium. The 100, 200, 400, 4x1, and 4x4 are the events set to be contested. Several junior athletes are also down to compete starting at 1 p.m., so that means they've already started, as they continue their preparation for the March 28 to April 1 Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, which was launched earlier this week. And finally, at Sports Time, hosts South Africa were 215 for 5, needing 121 runs to win against the West Indies in their second ODI. Batting first, the Windies posted 335 for 8 of their 50 overs, with Shea Hope in his first game since being named the permanent captain of the team, hitting an unbeaten 128. Jamaicans Rovman Powell and Brandon King contributed with 46 and 30 respectively. So that was the mini sports report for today, and it's now time for this.
Connection established. It's time for Daniel's weekly monologue. I'm Ariel Brown Blake,
I'm Dave Blake.
I'm Hope Blake.
I'm David Blake.
and it's time for the Daniel Log.
The Daniel Law.
The Daniel Love.
The Daniel Log.
I will love it. And I think I deserve it.
All right, so it might be sort of old news, but it happened, I believe, on Sunday or Monday. So last week, we wouldn't have been able to talk about it. But Dejan Richards, as many of you know as Whisper, signing a pre-contract deal with Chelsea. So when he turns 18, he'll be able to join the club. A lot of you saw Whisper have a fantastic season in the Manning Cup, where he scored, I believe it was over 30 goals. And you also saw him in those 2 friendly internationals against Trinidad and Tobago. It is a huge deal that we have a locally born Jamaican who will be joining an English Premier League club. I don't think you know how great that is. Apart from Ricardo Bibi Gardner, Teddy Johnson, Leon Bailey, Luton Shelton, that could actually be it, you know. So there aren't many Jamaican-born players who have played for English Premier League clubs or are a part of an English Premier League club. We have had players with Jamaican heritage, but to actually come from here and play for an English Premier League club is actually quite huge. Now, I'm going to mention 2 things. So this could have been 2 monologues, so I'm going to fuse it in one. So the first thing is I would love if the Jamaica Football Federation, the clubs, academies, if they could all sort of drop their pride, their egos, and whatever past stuff that has happened, and try to mend fences with Craig Butler. And I say that because this man has proven over the last 5 to 10 years that he's able to get his players into these major European leagues. Remember, there was a point where all our local players, we would only be getting into the MLS, USLs, some countries in Latin America. And after 2-3 years, they would come back in our league. And it would only be 1 or 2 who would make it, you know, to Europe, but it would be one of those Eastern European countries, and they would also return here. So Craig Butler has successfully gotten Leon Bailey into Belgium, then to Germany, and he's now playing week in, week out for Aston Villa, who are looking to make it into the top 10 of the English Premier League, which we know is not something easy to do. And he has players that's all over in top youth leagues in Europe. So instead of trying to fight him or segregate him or make him isolated, let's try and bring him in. Forget what happened in the past. I don't know all of the details, what he has done. I don't even know all the details, what you guys did to him. But if you truly want the betterment of our young footballers who work hard all their life, let's try and mend a relationship with him and see how we can get more players into these top European leagues, because it don't make sense that them train all of them life and the furthest that them can go is Portmore or Harbourview. No disrespect to those clubs, obviously, but we know that they won't be able to make it to the big leagues. At least we know with Whisper's case, Chelsea is a very good place to start. And when you fall off from Chelsea, that's if he falls off from Chelsea, it's not a very far drop. You know, he might again go to our next English Premier League team, maybe the Championship or another club around Europe. So he'll be good for the rest of his life, you know. So that's one. Two, Whisper has been the most talked about young player over the last few months, and even as he signed deals with Chelsea, even Chelsea's fan accounts on Twitter and Instagram and all those social media websites, they have millions and millions of followers. And Whisper played for the Reggae Boys, as I mentioned, in those 2 games against Trinidad and Tobago. If you can go right now, if you're on your phone or anything, if you can go to the JFF's Instagram page or Twitter page and tell me if you see Whisper on it. Like, if you see any post like dedicated to him or several posts dedicated to him. This is the most talked about player in an extremely long time, and there was no post about or future Chelsea signing, he leads the line today, or them not even make him do a video saying, hey everybody, I'm Dejan Whisper Richards, come out to watch Jamaica versus Trinidad where you'll see me strike up front or anything like that. It's the other pages like big up pages like 876 Stream and MGM Sports Media and all of these fan media pages that were pushing Whisper, and the JFF, who is actually paying Whisper to play in those 2 games, he was almost hidden from their pages. So it just shows once again that the marketing from the JFF side still needs a lot of work. We always say it. It's been, even though I'm 28, I've been hearing this from when I was about 8. So that's almost 2 decades, and I'm sure it was happening before that. We need to market our players better. One thing that the Americans and the Europeans do very well is they market the world out of their players. You see, all if them not good in Jamaican saying, like, them are gonna push them. So let's do a better job at marketing our players, because if we don't market them, somebody else is going to market them, and then them end up getting the benefits and not us. See, I tell you, I could have merged the 2 monologues into one, and that never long. All right, so we're going into a break, and when we come back, we will hear from the national Discus Throw record holder, Fedrick Dacres. We'll be talking about a lot of things, track and field related, and also volleyball related, because actually that's the first thing we're going to talk about. So come make we hear about the volleyball and everything. So Fedrick Dacres is live in studio, and we'll be back right after this break.
Homes Decor is the best home decor store in Jamaica with the most unique pieces and excellent customer service that cultivates an atmosphere of home away from home. Visit us at 20 Conta Spring Road, Mall Plaza, Halfway Tree, at shops 15 to 16U and 17 to 18U upstairs. Call us at 876-648-6566 or 861-4252. Faithful Homes Decor, providing elegance and comfort.
Kingdom Culture presents the Bell Encounter with Maverick City's Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain, Kevin Downswell, Harleen Davis, Rondell Positive, Rhoda Isabella. Tickets at sparopen.com/TWE22. Supermed Pharmacies, Sangster's Bookstore, 876-676-5953. Sponsored by Clear Sound Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Purity Chase Fund, Love 101. Race KFC. Part proceeds to Food for the Poor. The Bell Encounter, Saturday, March 18th, Sabina Park, 6:30 p.m. Meet us at the Well.
The Errol Ratcher Evangelistic Association, in partnership with the churches in Clarendon, presents Clarendon for Jesus Crusade. Theme, Christ for the Crisis. Our children's rally will be on Saturday, March 25th at 3 p.m. Youth Night, Saturday, March 25th at 6 p.m. And on March 26th, we start at 7 p.m. Come and hear from our dynamic speakers, Reverend Dexter Johnson and Evangelist Errol Rattray, right at the old police station in Maypen.
Jamaica, taste it all. Yeah, well crispy fried chicken, please.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
2 orders of spicy jerk pork.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Give me some cheesy patties.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Hey, can I get extra curry gravy?
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Make me some fried escovitch fish.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Taste it all. Yeah, with Pepsi.
Here's an invitation for churches and community organizations. If you're hosting an event which offers free admission, tell us about it and we'll get the word out in Love FM's bulletin board. Simply email your information to bulletinboard@love101.org. Love FM's bulletin board for church and community events with free admission and certain fundraising events. Conditions apply. Listen to Bulletin Board on Love 101 Saturdays at 4:55 p.m. Love FM's Bulletin Board is on your family station, Love 101.
101.1, 101.3, 101.5, 101.7, 101.9. Love is all you need.
It is 1:17 here in Kingston, Jamaica. Well, all around Jamaica. I don't know why I said Kingston, Jamaica. But welcome back to Sports Talk right here on Love 101. So we have a very special guest in the building. I was going to call the rest of him accolades and things, but I'm going to say prominent volleyballer because that's the first thing we're going to talk about. But he's also the 2019 World Champs finalist, Diamond League trophy winner, Commonwealth, Pan American medalist, national discus throw record holder. Fedrick Dacres is with us in studio. Fedrick, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, man.
All right, so we could start with the volleyball because we promised to talk about the volleyball. So how did you even start playing volleyball? Because I remember I was in a WhatsApp group and somebody said, wait, is Frederick that to play volleyball? I was like, yeah, what? So how that start?
All right, funny enough, it actually started like the Mr. Corona, you know? So basically, anime, I could start. it's so funny, but I say, anime, I could really start playing volleyball. Because I used to watch volleyball, but I don't know about volleyball. I remember one time we even played the female. Like, we're just coming from training and, you know, they were making that by gymnasium. I would just go and was all right, cool. I got run into a game because I said, we can't beat up some girl, you know? I had the girl team, so them not good enough. So I said, I murder them. Well, we'll not even get that point. But, so, you know, so, but we always loved the look of volleyball thing. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, Corona, and like, we never really had much to do because I ended my season early because I never knew what was going on in Europe and, you know, all of that. So I said, okay, cool. Better safe than sorry. So I just called it a season and we're just there. Then you have this anime name, Haikyuu. Haikyuu. Like, that's a volleyball anime. And I said, nah, man. This look like something we could have do. That is like, man, they say, in a curfew, everything, we'll play volleyball. I thought about like at one point I duck from police, you know, when they outside, you know, they said no go, I duck from police now for play local volleyball. You know? Remember even when the Sahara Desert, with the dust and whatever outside, we didn't have that, I play volleyball. And then really and truly we got more athletic because of volleyball. So really and truly volleyball has been used as like, you know, basically the plyo effect, you know, like to be explosive, to keep the weight down and all of that. So really and truly that was really the main effort of actually playing volleyball. But then we kind of get good and we depend you with team and all of that. And Kai played intercal I think yesterday, and I think they won intercal. And you know, I think my team came second in Champions League. Market outside hitter. Hey, listen, man. I just do this throwing thing. I have to keep my beginner. I take on this volleyball thing serious. But on a serious note, though, volleyball does help though. Like, you know, in terms of like movement and all of that, solid.
Yeah, let me tell you, because I play volleyball every now and then, and out of all the sports I've played, there's no greater feeling than a proper spike.
Hey.
Yo, you see when you get up and you go bow,
Yeah, man. Hey, let me tell you, man, like, hey, I believe my coach now listen to this, right?
I hope not.
If me I play volleyball before throwing or track and field, I would not be doing track and field. I tell you. Yeah,
Wow.
volleyball nice. So I'm not like that. Yeah, like for us to actually get ready for the season, well, of course, volleyball have completely like cold turkey, like just dead.
Really?
Yeah, because mine I always say, all right, cool, we can play or whatever, and just because I get stronger, I feel like we can jump higher and get better spikes and receives and blocks and all of that. But yeah, man, as in like, but we understand that it's just a part of training, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. And did you also feel like, apart from the physical health, that volleyball was almost or is almost like a distraction from the strains and stress of throwing?
Definitely. It is a mental break. Because let me tell you, it is insanity. Honestly, it is insane to actually get up every single day doing the same thing over and over and over and not get tired of it. You know what I mean? But just because of volleyball, it breaks it breaks the monotony of the entire like throwing thing and the track and field. Because remember, I would do this every year now.
Mm-hmm.
So to actually get something different, it kind of reset you. If you know what I mean. Like your mind is somewhere else. Because what we used to do, we used to play football. Yeah, we used to play football, man. As in, I play for like my Black IU, like Champions League. My coach don't know this. Play Champions League and all that, and then we realize that football kind of dangerous because you have one monga that told that we kick your foot, right? So me I say because we don't want to fight out, we just leave that on volleyball and not much contact. Of course, you can have like a bump, but nothing too serious. So yeah, man. As in, like it breaks, man. Like it really does help. Like we need a little. Like a break from the sport to actually, reset and go again.
Yeah, because especially during that COVID period, as you mentioned, there were a lot of athletes who were trying to find things to occupy their mind because essentially this was their job and they weren't allowed to be doing it. Apart from like those times when you were playing volleyball, was there ever a point where you were like really stressed that you weren't being able to like fly to Europe as usual and compete, or was it just like I'm glad for the licorice?
Honestly, I'm glad for the licorice. All right, so so post-COVID, like when I left for Europe, it's like 6 months, So like more than half the year or the half the year gone. So when me leaving, so the only time I touch by Jamaica is like probably like if I come to national trials or if I just want a little break from Europe, like come back for a week and then go straight back because I work, It's a nice glamour job or whatever, but it's not really glamorous. Like you might look on TV and say, "Oh my God, they're in a different country every single day." Oh my God, like every week they might travel. It's not traveling nice, traveling nice at all, man. Because all right, so the most I've ever spent in one place is when we had a break for Diamond League, so it's 4 days. Imagine that's the most they ever spend in one country. Because, all right, so if you have a meet today, you come today, you compete tomorrow, you leave the next day, on to our next one, and it basically repeat. So if we get a little COVID break, I say, all right, cool. It sounds serious out there, but it has its pros and cons. So, man, I say, all right, cool. We can use this to kind of reset my mind and go again. And yeah, it was really needed.
Because you mentioned that and thinking about it myself, it feels like field athletes are put under more pressure in terms of competing regularly because like how the sprinters can say, all right, them going compete here and then them take a week break. For example, I would see you at this Diamond League, then you're at this World Tour, then you're over there in Slovenia or wherever it is. Like, how does your body not break down after a while? And especially a sport like yours where you showed a very heavy thing there.
All right, so to me, I think it's less pressure on the body to throw. Of course, all right, so what we do, I tell people, say, what we do, dangerous. Where sprinters do, or runners generally, that hard. Man, that hard one. Man, I run a 400 in high school, like just to get again my points in sports day and all that. Man, I woke up in a classroom sports day done. So I it is hard to actually get up every day. But the thing is that you can't have a bad day. That's really the thing about this certain thing. All right, even track and field generally, you can't have a bad day. Because remember, so when I was saying thousands of dollars or thousands of euros are being pumped into, you know, to actually get the job done, you know. So it's, you have to mentally prep for no, say, yo, like you need to do. So if I have 3 or 4 meets in a week, 3 or 4 meets in a week, I have to know, say, yo, I have to always ready. Even if I'm sick, I have to at least produce something what seems, you know, like respectable. So a 65 is respectable. But my average was like 68. But that's when I was in like on fire, mind and body in sync on a fire and all that. My bad days were like 68s, 67s. But like right now I'm trying to work back. But like it's stress. It's I would say I oversimplify because that keeps me sane, right? I oversimplify, and it just works for me. Like I can just go meet after meet after meet after meet, just get one show in and then go again. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's basically that's it.
Over the last, I think I would say maybe 5-6 years, a lot of people have been pushing the mental health in sports more than before. And you mentioned like oversimplifying because that keeps you sane. You know, what would you say about like sports psychologists and those people who will say that more athletes need to do this? Some athletes saying that it might actually make them perform worse because their techniques, like you say, oversimplifying it works. So like, what are your thoughts on like working with sports psychologists and those things?
All right, so I've never worked with a sports psychologist, honestly. Well, Miami. All right, so in UE, my major was sociology, minor in social policy and development, next minor in social psychology. So I had a lot of, like, in terms of base, I had like, you know, knowledge of psychology, and sociology is basically psychology, the general version of psychology. So, all right. But like, you have to understand the person before you think you can help them, if you know what I mean. You have a genuine understanding, and to understand someone, a person will not tell you how they are, like, you know, just willingly, just by talking to them. So if it is that a psychologist really wants to help someone in terms of like performance, you have to understand the person. You can't just get up and say, all right, cool, work with him and him. I just think that's just broad brushing everyone in. Like, I do get that it helps some people. I do get that some people just need like someone to talk to. Like they need like a cushion, something. And I think the psychologist might be able to help in that. But I also believe that this mental fortitude that you need to do, like need to have to actually do this track and field thing, or even sports generally, to do anything at all, you know, it starts from your prep. So I'm very mean in training, right? I'm very mean in training, like not mean disrespectful, but mean like if I say a bucket to and I laugh at the scar, you know, man, no man, you can't. If you do something right, if you make a bad lift, you know, we'll gimmicks here, you know, Jamaican gimmicks. So gimmicks here until the point where you feel like you want. You the other day, one of the guys they say stop because of it. So air quotes, because him can't take pressure. I mean, I said, boy, diamonds are made under pressure, you know. People always tell me, say, yo, like really and truly, it doesn't work for everyone. But I'm saying, like, if it is that you can take pressure, you know, nothing can shake, you know. Because when all is said and done, if the world turned them back on you, because I think in 2016, you know, I genuinely thought I was very weak. Because I did throw and then I never throw good, and then social media get to me because they crucify a little boy, you know. At 20, you know, like 20, and them crucify me. You know, I said, geez, I'm peace, man. This no one that for continue this. I said, I'm weak. But then I say, you know what, yeah. Can't make people get to you. Because when I listen, they don't know what you do. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you go through. So you can't really make people who don't know nothing dictate how you feel about yourself. Crazy. But yeah, man, as in like, the sports psychologists, they do help. And I know people who actually benefit from having a sports psychologist. But it's not someone who is like assigned by a team. It's someone who they have personally. someone who they have like a relationship with and say, all right, cool, this can work here because we know how you are, you know, you might need to add this or whatever, you know. Maybe if it is that you feel you need to, you know, like in throws, if you're folding everything, probably say, all right, cool. If you know how you stay, you throw better on your fold. Just try save 1 out of 5. You know, them little thing there will help you and say, all right, cool, you can do it. Things like that. So I do see where it can help. And I do see where it's needed.
Yeah, you dropped some mad quotes in that long speech that while ago, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna record that. So Fedrick is with us. It is 1:31. We're going to go into a very short break, and we have a lot more to talk about. Remember, you can continue to interact with us at 876-997-3125. That's our WhatsApp number. Or if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, leave those comments there. We're going to read some of those comments right after this break. So stay with us here on Sports Talk.
Wayne, you know Flo Yardan Road now faster than ever?
Yeah, my virgin just get it.
Him love it, though.
Especially the 200 megabit speed and getting a Samsung tablet or phone for $999 plus GCT. You know he got the phone?
So, you coming home now?
Right after I pass the board.
There's never been a better time to get the invaluable value of Flo Yardan Road. Sign up and get fiber fast internet at home, unlimited social, YouTube, talk and text for just $4,999 plus GCT. And save big on a Samsung phone or a tablet. Conditions apply.
Show me a the bun to me cheese. But not just something when me like. And then the cheese make it nice. Would I never pick another choice? Can't show me a the bun to me cheese. No mind get fun when I Easter. You will man, no pizza. Slice the cheese, 1, 2, 3, seater. Jamaica to Marina say, show me a the bun to me cheese. But not just something when me like. And then the cheese make it nice. Would I never pick another choice? Can't show me a the bun to me cheese.
Kingdom Culture presents The Well Encounter with Maverick City's Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain, Kevin Downswell, Harleen Davis, Rondell Positive, Rhoda Isabella. Tickets at SparOpen.com/TWE22. Supermed Pharmacies, Sangster's Bookstore, 876-676-5953. Sponsored by Clear Sound Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Purity Chase Fund, Love 101. Race KFC. Part proceeds to Food for the Poor. The Well Encounter, Saturday, March 18th, Sabina Park, 6:30 p.m. Meet us at the Well.
Jamaica, let us arrive alive. We know everyone has somewhere to be or someone to see. Whether you're going on a trip, headed to a party, running errands, getting gifts, or visiting family and friends. Arrive alive. Slow down. There's no rush. Look out for yourself and others. Don't let your life be a statistic. Too many Jamaicans are dying on our roads. So take time on the road. Arrive alive.
A message from the Office of the Prime Minister.
Do you have a heart condition? Your care should be in the hands of our experienced cardiovascular team at Partners Interventional Center of Jamaica. We're one of the leading heart centers for angiogram, stenting, pacemakers, EP studies, and ablation therapy. PICJ has the expertise and latest technology to treat all your heart needs. Call 876-995-7425 or email info@pic-jm.com for appointments. PICJ, your partners for life.
Jamaica, taste it all. Yeah, well crispy fried chicken, please.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
2 orders of spicy jerk pork.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Give me some cheesy patties.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Hey, can I get extra curry gravy?
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Let me some fried escovitch fish.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Taste it all. Yeah, with Pepsi.
Your health is your wealth, so come we start the conversation. Make we rise and immunize all across the nation. The ministry is giving us the motivation to get your infants routine immunization. Protect the toddlers from all diseases. Tetanus, rubella, whooping cough and the measles. Polymyelitis, mumps and the flu, plus tuberculosis to name a few.
Rise to immunize. Eliminating diseases saves lives. Visit your nearest clinic or health center for more information or log on to www.moh.gov.jm.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Pan American Health Organization. Funded with a contribution from the United States of America.
101.1, 101.3, 101.5, 101.7, 101.9. Love is all you need.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love 101, the family station. It is 1:36. We are still here with Fedrick Dacres. Let me read some of these comments. Mommy, don't do this to me. So my mother did WhatsApp me, right? And she said, I must tell you personally that she really admire you, right? I just like, Mommy, come on. And then she in the comments too, saying that you're one of her favorite athletes, always so warm and always yourself, wishing you more success. Yeah, thanks, Mommy. Ariel saying pure jokes in this interview. Love how Fedrick is so jovial. Life of G Breeze saying make some real talk. Phyllis over WhatsApp saying, what should it say again? She said, God make you strong, because for sure them thing they not really easy. And I realize everybody has this same perception of you. You know, like how sometimes you can misread people, but everybody sees you as this jovial, very hearty character. Because I think I even read an article where your mother was saying, like, at school you used to give pure trouble, but not bad trouble. You're just always in at the gimmicks. Like, how did you become that type of person and still be able to be so disciplined at your craft?
Yeah, you know, funny enough, it's my mom, you know. Like she all right, is that lady? You don't never know, so she get joke and funny unless you know her. Like she always walk on with this ugly face, you know what I mean? Like she don't want people to talk to her about, like, our friends, like, who know her. So it was kind of the same thing for me. So I really and truly, I just never cared what people think, if you know what I mean. So I came from a very rough household, like in terms of like weakness, like emotional, like things like that. Weakness, like we just laugh off at each other, you know, like if you ball too much and all that energy. So it was always like everybody smile, but nobody never really get joke like how me get joke, because me love make people smile, honestly. And I don't know, it just worked for me. As in, me just feel like at this point in my life, well, I've always been this person, but as in, like, you know, people are gonna like it either way. Like, it's either them like you or them don't like you. I'm gonna tell people that, like, no matter how good you are, you're probably the villain of somebody's story.
True.
So it just have to just be yourself.
Yeah. Wow. So I want to use that, because being that type of person you are, and the last, I would say 2-3 years of hell, in my opinion, because you've done, I think, about 5 or 6 surgeries, maybe even more. How difficult was that period? Because leaving 2019, you were arguably the second best thrower in the world. To go through all of that and seeing, like, your peers and everybody, like, reaching here, so you're always having to be on the injury table, like, how rough was that?
Like, funny enough, I've been doing surgeries from like about 2014. So I don't know, like, as I say, I oversimplify. So in a case like this now, when I get injured and all of that, if I can't make it back, I can't make it back. I don't have any time for that stress, you know, about, you know, I need to do this. All right, so I believe in my coach too. That's why I can just relax and do what is needed, right? So, as I said, by oversimplifying, what do I need to do? Get my technique back, right? Get my strength up and try work out this mind and body thing, right? Sometimes we get the strength up, right? Body off. What you need to do? Probably need to do some meditation. Probably need to go probably go over your technique and just take some time out to just work by your technique. Technique come back. But then your mind, you start doubt yourself. Why I doubt yourself? To me, I feel like if it is that I feel okay, I can do it. I have not felt like the worst I've ever felt is these past 3 years, like the worst injury I think I've ever gotten is basically the hand, because what happened is that you have like a very big cannon with a dented nozzle.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that anything that leaves that, it's not gonna fire straight or whatever. So that's basically the thing with the hand. I've hurt my knee, like most of my surgeries are like my knees and whatever. But really and truly, the hand really affected me the most, because when all is said and done, I just needed to reach the front and I'd get a good throw. Right now, I don't know what would happen, because the hand is the problem. The hand is the last we discuss. We'll leave. But I say I keep it simple. If it is that I'm doing what I'm supposed and I'm seeing the progression in training, of course it might take a while. Of course, people are gonna say, "Oh my God, whatever," and blah 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 and all that. But why that? That's no concern of yours. You know what I mean? Like the talking and all that, that's no concern of yours. Just focus on what you're supposed to. When all this and done, people like winners. It's so hard. Hey, Jamaican, no offense to Jamaican people, but like Jamaican people, like them recognize winners. The only thing you need to do is win. Simple as that. It sounds cool, but man, it is what it is. Just do your job and it's supposed to be good. So it's always to get the job done. Oversimplify. Just go to training, work hard every single day. It must come. If you need a break, go play some volleyball and ice, go play some football, play some extreme jacks. Beat up your girlfriend. I mean, like a joke, like ramping. But no, and I say like, just find like an outlet, things like that. So as I say, I oversimplify. Some of the time, I think, okay, I need to match this out. So if I do this, then I do this. If I do this, that means that I can get this. Then if it don't work out, you get depressed. Nah, oversimplify.
One of those things that you mentioned in that is the whole the Jamaican people loving winners. And I think the rhetoric has, been seen over the last few years with the whole male sprinting thing, and a lot of them have come under criticism, and even some of the women themselves. You have experienced it, and you would have been around a lot of these athletes. Like, knowing the mindset and mind frame that you have, like, do you try and tell them, look, block it out, or do you think that we should be targeting the actual people who say the things that them say?
You can't control people. That's just it. You can't control people. I remember in 2016 when I went to Olympics, right? This is my first Olympics. A young 20-year-old, youngest, I think, Discus for Jamaica to actually go. I think I had thrown like about 68 that year. Top tier throw. Like I think that was the second best throw for the year. So going into Olympics now, hey, everybody, oh my God, Fedrick Dacres, Jesus and peace. I'm the young youth, I gotta do it for all of that, blah, 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 and all of that jazz, right? So now in training, I tore my finger. So my index finger, as a matter of fact. So that's the last contact I'll have with the disc that was torn, right? I remember going into competition, so a week before competition, right? We were trying to work this because I had to do a bit of training, but I had to let the hand heal. Because if I don't train, that means that my rhythm's gonna be off for competition. But if I do train, I risk the chance of tearing open the wound again, right? So it was like I had to wrap it up and all of that. I went to competition, rain start fall. No, man, was doing okay in warm-ups or whatever. I said, Jesus and peace. I'm just give me that one show here. When we get to the final, we'll have like a day in between and we work that out and then come back again. so my turn to throw now. As I'm stepping in a ring, cloud bus. Rain a tear on the whole of Brazil, right? To the point where them stop the hurdles, but the disco still there going, right? So me that they are throwing a big rain with a finger torn in a slipper ring with slipper metals, right? When we go and pull the Discus, man, the first throw me throw, finger tear out. Everything start bleeding that ring. Man, I said, geez, and peace, and it worth it. Man, I said, all right, cool, now go again. Go again the second time. Nothing, go again the third time. Turns out some never even make finals, right? First Olympics. Go and leave, man. I'm go and come home and say, geez, and peace, and I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm go and look on, like, social media. Go and look on Instagram and Facebook at that time. Want to send him Jesus and peace, want to send the little boy, want to know something no good, rated, blah, blah, blah. Say on the Jamaica or whatever, him not on the strength for big game. I said, Jesus and peace. I said, wait there. No, you did that. No, you did. You did a big meal. No, you did. I said, every day I go through comment at me. I said, no, man, this is rough, man. But I think that was needed because you need to know so you have to do it for yourself. Because if you do it for people, you don't never get the way of life. So do it for yourself. And like I even tell her enough I eat them, say, yo, big man, people are coming up by you. Raise your head and do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But yeah. So it's the people you can't stop people from talking. People are gonna talk. I want to talk about the people who talk the most, like people who can't do nothing. So if you go watch that, you're not ready for this yet, man. You're not ready for this. Go play, go swim or do something like that. I mean, I know. Go do something else. Because, no, not even play a sport. Go read a book. Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I assume one of the reasons why you also stay very grounded is because of Coach Julian Robinson, who you've been with for a very long time now. And we know that there are athletes who, when things don't work out, them try something different, but you have stuck with him. Why? And like, what does he offer on a regular basis that make you say, yo, me know so me can't get this nowhere else?
All right. So I remember saying, all right, I started track and field basically like in fifth form. Yeah, fifth form. So like, it was just more like blind belief. If you know, at that time though, like blind belief. This man said me can't do it. So I believe him. If him say, yo, jump, me say how high. If him say run, me say how fast. You know what I mean? Like, me always consider himself a soldier. I'm not second guess my code. But the thing is that you can't always do that with people, right? And I was just lucky enough to have someone who actually cared for my well-being to say, yo, you don't do this one. So it was not just for track and field. That was like life. In terms of like schoolwork and so, he's the reason why like I took school serious as well. Not even that. He's the reason why I took track and field and school serious. Because in my head, you just have to choose one, right? So when this man say, yo, Banji, we need you to get a big race. So say less. Banji, we need you to throw this far. So say less. Banji, we need you to lift the weight. Say less, right? But during all of that time, he must say, yo, Banji, you need to do this because this need to do whatever because you don't need to. So it's not like he's just saying, do that. He's telling you why you need to do whatever. So it was just more like a father figure thing. So I understood that in this thing here, you have to want to do it for your coach. Because if you want to do it for yourself, when you're back against the wall, you can give up. Right? So you have to have something for pushing your head back. So you say, yo, this man is wasting time. Not saying like everybody, like your whole support staff, you have to say, yo, them people are put energy in you. Right? So you can't give up. So is that man tell say, yo, when we used to line up, man, say, at one point, no man. I tell the people the story the other day where like we have to line up, for show this man grades, I met his I say, all right, cool. You're a great Lord, I might you go first. then you. Remember, I'm gonna get 36, man. And the man say, man, bench me. I say, sir, I start. But I'm gonna say that, I say at the time because I broke character record. I broke champs record, and I think I went to World Youth. But me I tell some grades them nothing because you see if you give Pitney like something will make them happy outside of like the school thing, and that them are the focus man. So track and field was like my thing. Me I start focus on that and start drift from school. The man say, man, Jay, if you don't get the average over 70, right that for you, you know. But me I say, you know, me I say, sir, me a star. I'm only have like one semester left. I mean, I say, sir, I'm forget like me have to catch up when I learn, yeah. So like when I miss out here, so hey, when the man tell me say my cut, me say, all right, cool. 77 average from 36. The man tell me say the man tell me say must say the man tell me say cash back me I play it. Yo, that man make you feel bad now, cause remember say he's an academic person. So that was the academic person. So school is everything, you know. This I volunteer this, I volunteer for coach, you know. So I don't nothing serious, you know. So like everything is about school. Even you have to explain to him, yo, I'll go on for that grade here. You know what I mean? So you see that type of energy, that care the way him have, you can't feel. If you know what I mean. You can't feel. That man have, all right, well, people don't understand that man have like 3 world medalists in a one group, you know. No, 4, no. You have Kai Chang, you have Fedrick Dacres, you have Travis Michael, I know you have Kobe Lawrence in a one group as world champion people. Come on, that's not normal, that man. In a one group where you used to go Calabar. And I see it like within this, no man, that man I do something, you know. So yeah, man, as in like him get the energy when him believe in you. And if him believe, you not have to believe. Remember the man tell what I would say, yo. Hey, that is, yo, people are doing what that man is, yo, that man is different. You know? The man legit say, yo, to one of my guys, because the youth are doubt him. The man say, listen, man, if me believe in you, you don't need to believe in yourself. Because me believe in it. I said, no, man, hey, hype. I kid you, man. But yeah, man, that's in that energy, because man want, him now think about if you do this for him, you know. I think about to make you help yourself, you know. You know, like, you understand, so, as I say, academics was his thing, you know. And, you know, all of us are degreed now, you know. So, we understood that we wanted to be where he is. And add on the sporting thing, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that man, they bring the energy, man. Swear.
So, speaking of can't fail and bringing the energy, it's a world championship year. 2019 was your year, and as we've spoken about, last 3 or so years haven't gone that well. You were at 70 meters at one point, and since you've gone through that period, we've seen like Stahl and Chet, them at show 70 for fun right now. Do you think you are at the place now where you can go there?
I genuinely feel like, yo, I am at the place. It's just as I say, it's not the body, it's just the mind at this point. Like the sync that I had with like mind and body, it's a bit broken because I start doubting my hand. Because, you know, when me used to throw, man, no doubt. I know where it go. Like, if them put it there, so I know so I catch it. If you know what I mean, get your target near it. But it's because I don't know, even though my body is fire, I don't know what I with the hand. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different, like, I have to ease back a little and say, yo, we can't do that. So even this season, like, I think last season was a good season for me, despite what happened, because entire last season I threw 65. Normally, if I threw 65 in Jamaica, like, I'm throwing 68 elsewhere because of just the competitive nature where I'm going. But unfortunately, I got injured. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's life. But this year, I feel good. I feel my rhythm better. My hand is not acting up as much. I think I have 66.3 on the board. A few 65. So I'm good with that. You know? Like, to have that in Jamaica, I'm nice. At this point, I need to get the feeling at the stadium now. But I'm good. I think I'm in a comfortable place mentally as well. So yeah, I should be good.
Yeah, but no, you have well, which I obviously think it's a motivation for you, because Travis has made in those 3 years that you've gone through, he's made significant strides, and he's now basically going head to head with you here. Does that almost like motivate you and make you go harder, because as you mentioned, is when you go Europe, you are through the 68 then because of the competition. But now that he is where he is, like you feel like more motivated.
No, hey, people ask Travis a killer from man, and like them not getting a Travis PR 67 7 before this, you know. So the 68 was a given. Travis was supposed to throw 68 like years ago. So this is not a surprise. We expected this. So he had a good day and all of that and whatever. But you know, Travis, as I say, you guys probably not like know, but remember I'm a training partner. So it's not really shocking to me. So I feel that Travis is a 69, 70 meter man, like from a few years ago. And that's the reason why I did always there 68, 67, because I always have Travis to train with. Because my sister even slip up and murder. But right now, I love what's going on. It's competitive and all that. Plus, you have the young guys coming up. So, hey, this is gonna be exciting, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, this year should be good. Also wanted to ask you about champs because we have around 4 minutes left. We have a Calabar man in the house. I want to ask you your experience about champs, because I think for field athletes in general, champs is a different experience, because I don't think people even know the throws that in a register, if they are jumpers or anything. It's only when the sprinters and stuff. So how was it like for you, especially Discus throughout the time, which wasn't a very popular thing to do at champs?
All right, let me tell you, my champs year was a bit different, because at that time we had people who were doing it. So Travis was a world medalist. I was a world medalist. So throwing started to become a thing now, you know. And then you hear win-win, as I say, Jamaican like winners, right? So once you win, them are gonna look out for you or hear you, right? So during that time, we grew as a team, like in terms of like all right, so let me hear. So in 2010, the field events were the reason why Calabar actually came. Well, the field events and the distance was the reason why Calabar actually made it to second. And we lost by, I think, half a point that year. Right? I think to Woolmans? Yeah, we lost like half a point to Woolmans, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we lost to Woolmans. Like during that time, we never had no sprinter. We never had no 100 meter. We never had no 200. And we never had no 400 meter guys, right? We had the 800 and we had like the distance guys. Plus, every time they slipped up in the sprints, the throws would cover it. So it was always 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, or 1-3 or whatever. So yeah. So during that time, our names were being called. So in my last year, everybody didn't know some champs and Fedrick Dacres, whatever. So it was a 200. So when I go, I tell them, say, yo, like this was shot put. Shot put was the most memorable champs moment for me, right? So when I go, I tell like the team mother, which was Mel, say, yo, Mel, don't make them say no Calabar. Want them chant my name. So tell them it's a Banjay. I want to hear my name. So at the time, though, like it was going on, and I had a friend named Chadwick, which is from Casey. Chadwick threw, and I thought Chadwick, they're too close to me. So I get hyped up and I point to the crowd. So say when we point to the crowd now, I go and start chant Banjay. So the entire backstretch of Calabar, I chant Banjay. They have some Calabar people, and my senior guys in front of me. And the man say, yo, get it. Either way, go in the ring, feel good, hear my name, the record was history. And that was when they had like the football thing. Jamaica, they have the football thing, and them actually put some tarpaulin in. So my throw went over in the grass and then the grass. So that's when I knew the record gone, man. So yeah, man. So champion boy, I hear everything. So yeah, man. So throws like, I don't know about no, but I don't think the guys are as vibey. If you know what I mean? Like, them not bring energy to the sport. Like, like when we, like the showmanship and all that, people are like boring, It is, that's really what was, my experience.
All right, we have about 25 seconds. You can big up anybody who you want to big up in the 25 seconds.
Baby mother. Yeah, man, but big up everybody, man,
Yeah, man, that's all right. Fedrick, much respect for your time, and We know so you got the big things this year and you go forward back and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, but
all right, everyone. That was Fedrick Dacres hoping to do big things this year for himself and for the country. That is it for Sports Talk today. We truly appreciate you joining us, everyone who tuned in and left comments. Remember, Sports Talk happens every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. right here on Love 101, the family station. Until then, please enjoy your weekend and as always, watch some sports.